Hi everyone, seriously Nick here on this Sunday, the 5th of April, Easter Sunday. Wishing you all a happy Easter, whether you celebrate it or not. Today I'm going to go ahead and take a walk into Celebration, see what's going on. It's a Sunday, typically the farmers market is happening, but with it being Easter it may not be. But I imagine the town will be quite busy. There's quite a few churches in town. The Catholic Church is always busy on a Sunday, and with it being Easter Sunday, it'll probably be busy. So I'm just going to take a walk, maybe grab a drink, and see what's going on downtown. Hope you want to spend some time with me this morning here in Celebration. So with that, let's get into it. Well, it's currently 10:30 in the morning. Temperature's starting to go up, 79 degrees. And actually this road here, which is the main road that goes from Celebration Boulevard to Celebration Avenue, the Catholic Church is right up that way. Usually there's hardly any vehicles parked along here, but it's a Sunday, so a lot of people heading to church. So yeah, you can see they're all parked here as it's just a stone's throw away from the church. Keeping an eye out just in case there's any gators hanging out. I think I mentioned before on this little waterway here that there's usually a gator that hangs out, but not seeing him today. But when I come back I'll keep an eye out as well. Beautiful day though. There are some clouds in the sky, but nothing is too crazy. So I can see from a distance, just up at the end there, looks like there's a large marquee in the church grounds, but they always have on Sunday these signs saying no church parking or you'll be towed. And I actually just noticed at the entrance to this road there was a vehicle blocking it off, and also somebody stood there. So normally by the time I get down this way it's usually fairly late. It's a little bit later in the day, so I've never seen that before. I've always seen the signs here, but never seen actually people at the ends blocking it off and what have you. So yeah, there was a time when people were parking along here and residents couldn't get in, couldn't park, so I understand why they do that. And just in case you missed the signs earlier and the person stood there, they've got these dotted all over the place. No church parking, you'll be towed at owner's expense. So I've never noticed this before here at the Catholic Church, but I guess on an Easter Sunday they have this huge marquee so that they can hold a huge service outside. I guess it holds more people than what they do actually in the main church building, so I guess that's what's going on. And then they've got the local sheriffs just directing guests in and out, just to keep the flow of traffic going along. So that's pretty handy. But it's going to be a busy one here by the Catholic Church, certainly, and I imagine the other churches as well here in the Celebration. So like I mentioned before, it's usually busy here on a Sunday with the farmers market and of course church, but I will say on a big day like Easter it's a lot busier. For example, this area here, as we're heading into the town by the school playing grounds, you don't usually see cars back to back parked along here for whether it be the church or the farmers market on a normal day. So yeah, it really is. It's going to be a busy day here. So I think they have several services on a normal day. Given they've got that marquee, I'm wondering if they're going to have like one big service, or whether they're just anticipating having a lot of people turning up, and so they'll do several of those larger services. So it'll be interesting to see by the time we walk back, because right now it's about just gone 10:45, about 10:45. So it'll be interesting to see by the time we walk back how busy it is along here. also noticed that, so this fence never used to be here. It was always open, and then the town for some reason decided to put a fence, and they put it so it's right along this line here, so this sidewalk felt very closed in. And I guess a couple of months ago they pushed it back maybe 10 feet, so I'm glad they pushed it back, because it did feel very claustrophobic with the fence right along here, especially as it had always been open before, so glad to see that. Looks like there's still work going on at the town hall building. Last week that side of the road, that pathway there, was closed off, so I guess they were doing additional work, which meant that the sidewalk needed to be closed off, but not open yet. We'll see how much longer it's going to take to get that building up and running. Okay, 10:54. We left around about 10:30, maybe just a little after 10:30, so we're stopping a couple of times. It only took about 25 minutes to walk down here, so the clock's looking a little bit faded there on the glass, but good time made coming down here today. And still 79 degrees, which is kind of nice. I can see here the farmers market is on today, so even with it being Easter Sunday, it's still going on. And there goes the minute hand to 10:55. So the farmers market in full swing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head down Celebration Avenue first, just to see how busy the other church is, and then make my way around through the farmers market. Pretty busy here by the tree and this and the fountain, which is rather nice cool place shady place to sit. Okay, downtown on the corner of Celebration Avenue and Sycamore Street is the Community Presbyterian Church. Gotta say, it doesn't look as busy as the Catholic Church up the street, but it does go back a little bit as well, so maybe it is busy here. Okay, fairly steady around here today. You can just see the walkway that goes all the way around Lake Reinhardt. I forget what the name of that hotel is. It's part of the Marriott. That's right over there. But you can see here the farmers market's coming. It comes all the way around this way. Quite a few people walking through. So I think I'll take a little stroll through the market, see what's going on there. There's usually a really good French bakery that usually comes here on a Sunday. I saw that they weren't here the week before last, but they were here last week. We got some stuff here, I think it was, or at least Evie came down and got some stuff. But actually I think I could see it right here, the third one from the end, just from how they've got their racks set up. But yep, don't see any gators so far on this side. I gotta say, I am a little bit surprised that the market's going today, but you know, not everybody celebrates Easter, so it is quite nice that it is going on. They do have a wider range of stands down here. It's not just food, it's right over there on the corner, that pink one. They've got some looks like princess dresses for the little ones, so they've got all sorts of stuff here. Actually, one of the stands that I like is, I think his name is Hugh Bird. He does a lot of artwork here in the town, also at Disney, and he sells his stuff down here as well, which is kind of nice. So I may have to see if he's here. Let's see what else is down here. There's also a really cool flower shop down here that he drives one of these little Japanese K trucks, which is really cool. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff down here. And as if by magic, Q-Bird is here today, so some amazing stuff he has. And he does it all himself, which is really impressive. This is that floral truck. This is such a cute little truck that he's got. True More, the Love Gift Boutique. That's really cool. Some honey if you want honey. This is pretty cool as well if you want wreaths for your front door for all different types of year. And then heading up Market Street, there's some more stalls, so a little bit more. But one thing that's really interesting is usually on a Sunday, just over here is a seafood stand and also a fruit and vegetable stand. So they're not here today. I'm assuming that's because it's Easter. But yeah, usually here as well. So that's interesting to note that they're not here on a holiday like today. Okay, as I'm heading around, I think I'm going to need a cold, refreshing beverage, so I'm going to head into the Starbucks to grab myself something cold. Doesn't look too bad, so fingers crossed. Okay, just went into Starbucks to see if I could grab myself a cold, refreshing drink, but it's packed in there, which I'm not surprised. It's really busy down here, so tried the mobile order as well, but that wasn't going to happen either. It's clearly too busy, so I think I'm just going to grab something when I get home. So I'm going to start making my way back home. One thing I will say that I do like about Celebration is that although during the week, you know, the restaurants are fairly steady, you can always get a reservation there. It's never too difficult. And then at the weekend, kind of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it kind of ramps up a little bit. The town gets a bit more busy. And then Sunday morning, Sunday early afternoon is kind of like the culmination of that, with church and the farmers market. Then it kind of dies back down again Sunday evening to being that kind of sleepy little town, which is quite nice. Celebration is a very pretty town, but one of my favourite parts of Celebration is actually this little stretch here with these trees lining the side of the street, and you can see kind of the branches and the moss kind of hanging down a little bit. A lot of shade here, a lot of wooded area on each side, but it's just kind of a nice, in some regards it reminds me a little bit of England, which is pretty cute. But it's a very pretty stretch as you head in and out of Celebration if you're heading kind of to the rear of Celebration. I do see these a lot around in the wooded sections. I think there's something to do with wildlife, but not 100% sure. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit. Okay, heading back past the Catholic Church. Looks like the service is in full swing now, standing room only it looks like, so there's even people stood on the sidewalk observing the service, so very busy day here for the Catholic Church. As always, the wildlife out in force. Little squirrel there heading under that minivan. I've seen quite a few actually squirrels today. Just kind of hanging out on that side of the road in the shade, running along. Cute little fella. Well, out on the golf course, plenty of golfers playing around here on the Celebration course today. Hopefully they have better success than those golf balls we saw on the side over here the other day. So perfect day for it. I think it's 81 degrees now. It's crept up just slightly since we left, but yeah, lovely day for it as well, especially with some of these clouds. So like throughout the day There'll be pockets of shade, which is always nice, always what you want. Okay, I think that is about all she wrote for today. So I'm going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed a celebration on an Easter Sunday. This week probably going to be heading to Disney a few times, so hopefully you'll want to stick around for that. But otherwise, I'll see you next time.